Hello, 11th class IC students. Vandana Shrivastava welcomes you all in our next act of drama, The Tempest, Act 2, Scene 1. As in the previous class, we have seen how Ferdinand meets Miranda. He is in love with her, but Prospero creates obstacles to test his love for his daughter. In Act 2, Scene 1, we will see that being brought to the island by the trick of Ariel, Alonso, Gonzalo, Sebastian, Antonio, they are searching Ferdinand. Alonso is inconsolable as he thinks that his son Ferdinand is drowned. Gonzalo tries to console him by pointing out the positive side of things. In order to divert the mind of his king, Gonzalo gives to his imagination in describing the utopian life of Commonwealth. Utopian means imaginary life of Commonwealth, where everyone is equal and living happily with no worries. In this scene, instigates Sebastian to kill Antonio. In this scene, instigates Sebastian to kill Alonso and become the king of Naples. Ariel spoils the plot by waking up Gonzalo and others with his song. Prospero seems to be in control of the situation, with Ariel executing every one of his wishes. So, dear children, now let us start our Act 2, Scene 1. Scene 1 starts with another part of the island. Enter Alonso, Sebastian, Antonio, Gonzalo, Adrian, Francisco, and others. Adrian, Francisco, they are the other lords. As Alonso is sad for Ferdinand, then Gonzalo is saying, "Beseech you, sir, be merry, you have cause, so have we all of joy, for our escape is much beyond our loss." So Gonzalo is saying, "I request you, sir, be merry, be happy. You have cause as we have the reason. So have we all of joy. We should enjoy this moment. For our escape is much beyond our loss." Because our escape is more important than the disaster. Our escape is more important than our disaster, is much above our loss. Our hint of woe is common. Every day, some sailor's wife, the masters of some merchant, and the merchant have just our theme of woe. But for the miracle, I mean our preservation. So he says that our hint of woe means our hint of sorrow is common. Our cause of sorrow is common. Every day some sailor's wife may be meeting with this sorrow. The masters of some merchant, the owners of some merchant vessel, and the merchant have just a theme of woe. And the merchants become the subject of grief like us. This is common thing. But for the miracle, I mean our preservation. But for the wonder, I mean our safety. Preservation, our safety. Few in millions can speak like us. Only very few are saved in the tempest to tell the story like us. Means our survival is miraculous. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort. So, dear king, good sir, weigh your sorrow with our comfort, means balance your sorrow with our comfort. Alonso, he is already very sad, and he says, "Prithee, peace, stop, please, don't speak anything." Then Sebastian and Antonio, they are walking little separately, and they are joking and making the witty remarks on Gonzalo and other lords. So when they see Gonzalo consoling Alonso, so Sebastian says, "He receives comfort like cold porridge." Means his consolation is something that is unpalatable like the cold porridge. Cold porridge is a dish in England, and it is a very palatable dish, but he says that his consolation is like as if anybody is served with the cold porridge, unpalatable. Then Antonio, the visitor will not give him over so. Means the Gonzalo, visitor means Gonzalo will not let him alone. Means Gonzalo is in the habit of speaking and he will not let his king be alone. Sebastian, look, he is winding up the watch of his wit. By and by it will strike. See, he is thinking something. He is collecting up his thought. Winding up the watch of his wit, he is collecting up his thought of his reasoning. And he will again use this. And as he will get the moment, he will strike it. He will use this. So they are just joking and mocking at the words of Gonzalo. Gonzalo is not hearing what they are saying. Then he says, Sir. Then Sebastian says, Yes, one tell. Sebastian, one tell. So Sebastian is saying, see, again he is telling to Antonio that he has spoken one word. Now let me count. Let me count how many words he is going to speak. And Gonzalo says, when every grief is entertained, that is offered comes to the entertainer. So Gonzalo is saying when every grief is received, that is offered, then it should go to the entertainer. But natural, the entertainer will be in grief. So Sebastian again saying $1. He should be given $1 payment for the entertainment. They are just joking at the words of Gonzalo. So Gonzalo hears this and he says, $1 comes to him indeed. You have spoken truer than you proposed. Actually, dollar here, it is the two words, DOLLAR. Sebastian means dollar with the money. And Gonzalo thought that he is talking about dollar, DOLOUR, and this means grief. So Gonzalo says, yes, grief comes to him. Indeed, you have spoken truer than your plan. You have spoken correctly. So Sebastian, you have taken it too wiselier than I meant you should. So Sebastian is saying, you have taken it wisely. I didn't mean that. Then Gonzalo, therefore, my lord, again he is telling to king. Then Antonio, fie, what a spendthrift is he of his tongue. Oh, fie, shame on him. He talks too much. Though the king is saying to stop, then also he is going on speaking. Alonso, I prithee spare. So Alonso again says, I pray you, please stop. Don't speak this time anything. Gonzalo, well, I have done, but yet. Okay, I have finished. But yet. Again, he wants to say something. Then Sebastian is again mocking at him. He will be talking. Though the king is saying to stop, he will be talking. Antonio, which of he or Adrian for a good wager first begins to crow? So Antonio is saying, will you make a bet? Now Antonio is saying to Sebastian, will you make a bet who is going to speak first? I am ready to lay a bet. Wager, I am ready to lay a bet. Okay, who is going to start? Gonzalo or Adrian? Adrian is another lord. So they are just mocking at them. Sebastian is saying the old cock. So Sebastian is saying that I think the old cock means Gonzalo will speak. And Antonio is saying the cockerel. And Antonio is saying the young cock, Adrian will speak. Then Sebastian, done the wager. Okay, accepted. What will be the bet? And for this game, what will be the bet? Antonio, a laughter. We will laugh loudly. Then Sebastian, a match. Yes, agreed. I agreed. Then Adrian says, though this island seem to be desert. Then Sebastian, as Adrian is saying, though this island seem to be desert, then Sebastian, ha ha ha, so you are paid. Because bet was to laugh loudly. So he started laughing. So you are rewarded. Then Adrian, uninhabitable and almost inaccessible. So Adrian is saying this island is not yet, seems to be that it is not inhabited. And almost inaccessible, it is beyond the reach of any humanity. Then Sebastian says, yet. Then Adrian, yet. Sebastian says that now he will say, yet. And Adrian really says, yet. Then Antonio, he could not miss it. Means he must put yet after though. Means again he will say yet. They are just mocking at the words of Adrian and Gonzalo. Then again Adrian says it must needs be of subtle, tender and delicate temperance. So this island needs to be inhabited because of its refined, mild, delicate, pleasant temperance, moderation. Then Antonio, temperance was a delicate wench. So now Antonio again he takes temperance. Temperance means the moderation, but Antonio takes it as a girl. Temperance was a girl in one character. So he say, oh, temperance was a delicate girl, Sebastian eye and as subtle as he most learned delivered. Yeah, a very refined girl, as he had described. Then Adrian says, the air breathes upon us here most sweetly. So sometimes they are talking to each other, Sebastian and Antonio, and it is not heard by the Gonzalo and Adrian, and they are mocking at them. Then Adrian says the air breathes upon us here most swiftly, means the air seems to have a very sweet breath. Then Sebastian, as if it had lungs and rotten ones. Oh, he is saying as if the air had diseased his lungs. So here he is getting the sweet breath. So they are just laughing at them. Then Antonio, or as it were perfumed by a fan, as if it comes from the marshy land. The good perfume is coming from the marshy land. Actually, he is saying opposite. Marshy land, very bad smell comes. Then Antonio, or as were perfumed by, they are just laughing at them. That this sweet smell, instead of saying this bad smell, he is saying, yeah, perfume from the marshy land. Then Gonzalo, here is everything at one advantages to life. So Gonzalo is saying, now here everything seems to be favorable to life. Then Antonio, true, save means to live. Then Antonio says, yes, except the means of living to survive here. Then Sebastian, and of that there is none or little. Yes, and here is precious little. There is precious little to get the the means of living here. Then Gonzalo says, how lush and lusty the grass looks, how green. So Gonzalo says, how luxuriant and vigorous the grass looks. Then Antonio, the ground indeed is tawny. See how he is saying that the grass is looking green here. The ground is looking yellowish brown. So again they are laughing at Gonzalo. Then Sebastian, with an eye of green in it. There is only a touch of light shade of greenery. And he is saying, Gonzalo is saying that see how the grass looks nicely. Then Antonio, he misses not much. He is not far wrong. Then Sebastian, no, he doth but mistake the truth true totally. Then Sebastian is saying, no, he is rather farther, means he is farther away from the truth. He is not telling truth. Then Gonzalo, but the rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit. So Gonzalo says, but the most striking quality of this island is, which is indeed almost beyond to, means which is beyond to believe. Then Sebastian says, as many vouched rarities are. Things which are rare, guaranteed to be genuine. Things which are rare and guaranteed to be genuine. Again he is laughing at Gonzalo, because Gonzalo is saying there is a most striking quality that which is beyond to believe. Then he is saying yes, guaranteed to be genuine. So Sebastian says this, and then Gonzalo says that our garments being as they were drenched in the sea hold notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, being rather new dyed than stained with salt water. So Gonzalo says that our garments, as they were drenched in the sea. See, what is the most striking quality that we have that is beyond to be believed? That our garments, as they were drenched in the sea in the heavy tempest, hold, maintain, notwithstanding their freshness and glosses. They are still maintaining, our dresses still maintain the freshness and the brightness. being rather new dyed than stained with salt water. And it looks like as if our dress is newly dyed instead of being soiled with salt water. Then Antonio, again Antonio is talking to Sebastian. If but one of his pockets could speak, would it not say he lies? So Antonio says, oh, if one of his pocket is filled with mud, then we can say that he is lying. Sebastian, or very falsely pocket up his report. Yes, but he can very falsely hide his lie also. And Gonzalo is not hearing this. And they are talking to each other, Antonio and Sebastian, and mocking at them. Then again Gonzalo is saying, methinks our garments are now as fresh as when we put them on first in Africa at the marriage of the king's fair daughter Claribel to the king of Tunis. So Gonzalo says, I think our garments are now as fresh as we have put them in the Africa at the marriage of Alonso's daughter Claribel to the king of Tunis. Then Sebastian, it was a sweet marriage and we prosper well in our return. Yes, it was a very nice marriage and we prosper well in our return. Very prosperly we were returning well in our returning well. Then Adrian, Tunis was never graced before with such a paragon to their queen. So Adrian says, yes, Tunis is North Africa. So Tunis was never, it was named Carthage also. So Tunis was never graced, means never blessed with the beautiful queen as Claribel before by Alonso's daughter. Alonso's daughter was the first to be to come to such a beautiful queen to go to the Tunis or become the queen of Tunis. Then Gonzalo, not since widow Dido's time. Yes, after Dido, no beautiful queen has come to the Tunis. So as it takes the name of Dido, widow Dido, and widow Dido is a reference. According to the ancient classical mythology, Dido was the queen of Carthage. She fell in love with Aeneas, a warrior and explorer. For a time all went well, but later Aeneas left the island which he was visiting in the course of his voyage. Dido felt so heartbroken that she committed suicide by burning herself to death. Thus she is regarded as a symbol of constant but hopeless passion. The idea here is that Claribel is a woman of great beauty, just as Dido was. Gonzalo took her name because she was as beautiful like Dido. So, Dido is here called a widow because she was forsaken by her lover Aeneas. She died for him only. The story of Dido's love was narrated by the Latin poet Virgil in the famous epic poem The Aeneid. Then as Gonzalo takes the name of Dido, Antonio gets angry. He says, widow? A plague on that, a curse on that. How came that widow in? Widow Dido. How did you take the name of the widow Dido here in this good time when the Alonso's daughter is married in the Tunis? Then Sebastian, what if we had said widower Aeneas too? Good Lord, how you take it? Then Sebastian, yes, if you had taken the widower Aeneas, how it annoys you? It would have not annoyed. But why have you taken the word widow Dido? Adrian, widow Dido said you? You make me study of that. She was of Carthage, not of Tunis. Now Adrian, another lord, he says, widow Dido, you said, but you make me think about that Dido was of Carthage, not of Tunis. Then Gonzalo is saying that this Tunis was Carthage. So Gonzalo is saying it was not a separate city, means the Tunis was only the Carthage. Then Adrian says Carthage. Gonzalo, I assure you, Carthage it was. Then again Antonio and Sebastian laughing. See how Gonzalo has created a new city, Carthage. His word is more than the miraculous harp. Now, miraculous harp is again the reference by the Amphian's harp, means Amphian's harp which had the quality by the music of this, by playing the harp, by the music of this, he could raise the wall. So he's taking Antonio is taking the reference of this miraculous harp which could raise the wall. In the same way, Gonzalo, by taking this name Carthage, he is also raising the wall, or he hath raised the wall and houses too. Sebastian is saying, see how by his words he had erected the whole city with the houses. So they are just laughing at Gonzalo and the Adrian. So Antonio says, what impossible matter will he make easy next? Means what impossible matter he will make easy? What nonsense he is talking, means they are laughing at them. Then Sebastian, I think he will carry this island home in his pocket and give it to his son for an apple. So Sebastian is saying, I think Gonzalo will carry this island home in his pocket, means he can do anything. So he can carry this island in his pocket and give it to his son just for an apple. Then Antonio says, and sowing the seeds of it in the sea, being forth more islands. So, and then it will be given to his son, and the seeds of that will be again sowed, and then again the more islands will come out. So they are just mocking and laughing and making the witty remarks upon Gonzalo. So dear children, today we stop here. In our next meeting we will go further. Till then, have a wonderful time. Thank you.